Kyle Busch looks like he might be racing the Indy 500, and we've got a possible interim driver for Kurt Busch. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good this Monday. All right, Kyle Busch has said multiple times in the past that he wants to race the Indy 500. Of course, the thing that was holding him back was Joe Gibbs Racing in their contract said he couldn't race the Indy 500. So now that he's out of that contract and he's with RCR, Ron, I can't say his last name, Kantowski maybe? Kantowski is reporting that there is interest from at least one IndyCar team. Let's look at his article. One of the major sidebars stemming from the Kyle Busch announcement he would be leaving Joe Gibbs Racing after 15 years to drive for Hall of Fame car owner Richard Childress was that he had the option to race in the Indianapolis 500. I made sure it was in the deal. I can go run it if I want to, the two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion said about joining Childress's Chevrolet-supported team and the possibility of scratching the world's most famous automobile race. The Chevy is a major engine supplier off his bucket list. I'd love to figure out a way to get him on my team. Do you have his number? Said Sam Schmidt, a principal stockholder in Arrow McClaren SP, one of IndyCar's premier Chevy-powered entrants. We saw how good his brother did, and I think it would be fantastic for IndyCar, the sport. We haven't had a double for a while, Schmidt said about Busch's older brother Kurt finishing 6th in the 2014 Indy 500 en route to being named the race's Rookie of the Year and driving in NASCAR's Coca-Cola 600 Auto Racing's so-called double later that same day. A Kyle Busch Arrow McClaren SP partnership would produce a lot of synergy. Frankly, I can't think of a better combination, Smith said, of putting together an Indy 500 effort for Busch after Arrow McClaren SP drivers Pato O'Ward, Felix Rosenquist, Juan Pablo Montoya finished 2nd, 4th, and 11th at the famous Brickyard in May. So there you have it, some serious interest from the McLaren team. That would be a really good fit. Of course, like it said in that article, his brother did it before. He finished 6th, got Rookie of the Race. So it would be very possible for him to cross over, go over and do the double and have a very good chance at being successful, possibly a top 5 like his brother got. So I think that would be a really cool story, and I think he should definitely go for it. I hope they get that deal put together. Speaking of his brother, it has been reported that there is a possible replacement or interim driver should he not return or should he miss a few races at the start of the season. Let's take a look at that article. This article from Asher Fair. Should Kurt Busch not return for the 2023 NASCAR Cup season, would Tyler Reddick replace him? Apparently 2311 have somebody else in mind. Kurt Busch is still facing an uncertain future for the NASCAR Cup Series as he has not been behind the wheel of 2311's number 45 since qualifying crash at Pocono left him with a concussion-like symptoms back in July. In the event that Busch does opt to retire, one driver who has been seen as a possibility to replace him is Tyler Reddick. The current driver of Richard Childress Racing's number 8 Chevrolet has already signed with 2311 for 2024. But Richard Childress Racing recently signed Joe Gibbs Racing's Kyle Busch to replace him in 2023. Richard Childress Racing have said that they will be adding a third charter to field another entry for Reddick next year rather than cutting ties with him a year early, but they did not reveal where they got said charter, and there are rumors that perhaps this claim is nothing more than a bluff made in an attempt to lead an early contract buyout. So before I get further in that article, let me just address that. In my opinion, Tyler Reddick is going to be the third car for RCR. I think RCR is building a third car over there for Austin Hill because I think they want to move Austin Hill up. I think Richard Childress sees a lot of potential in him. So I don't think he's bluffing with this. I think they're just starting another new team. But that's just my opinion. Let's continue. While Hamlin didn't specify exactly who he had in mind, there seems to be a fairly obvious replacement candidate in John Hunter Nemecheck. When Busch was sidelined back in July, it was Ty Gibbs who was called upon to replace him, and he has competed in every Cup race for 2311 since. Gibbs competes full-time for Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series and is poised to replace Kyle Busch behind the wheel of the 18 Toyota at his grandfather's Cup team next year. We had planned for John Hunter in January. We had him fit in the car. We had his insert, how much he needs to be raised up, the pedals. We had all of our presets. Then as it happens, I talk with Joe, tell him what's going on. Then obviously we should put Ty in the car. The question comes up. With Gibbs likely moving to the number 18 Toyota next year, he wouldn't be in contention to replace Kurt. However, Nemecheck is facing a much more uncertain future. For Nemecheck to stay with Toyota, he would need to find a new organization for which to compete. Perhaps he would be in contention to replace Gibbs or even Brandon Jones following his recently announced move to Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series, but given the fact that his Cup experience would make the most sense for 2311 racing, however, the question then becomes what happens in 2024 when Reddick joins 2311. Will they have expanded from a 2-car team to a 3-car team by that point to be able to retain Nemecheck? So there you go. It's looking like it's going to be John Hunter Nemecheck as the driver waiting in the wings. And Toyota's David Wilson, the director of TRD, Toyota Racing Development, has come out and said that they are keeping John Hunter Nemecheck. They are keeping Corey Heim. He was kind of silent about Chandler Smith, so we don't know where Chandler Smith's going. Chandler Smith might be going over with KBM to Chevrolet, so we'll have to see how all that plays out. But John Hunter Nemecheck and Corey Heim were mentioned as Truck Series drivers who they are keeping in the Toyota pipeline, whether it be in trucks or wherever else. So it would make sense that John Hunter Nemecheck is not only the interim or backup driver for Kurt Busch, but he could be possibly that guy that you see slide into that 19 or that 54 that Ty Gibbs is leaving in the Xfinity Series. So very interesting article. Well done there. Definitely go check it out. And of course, as always, if you've made it this far, hopefully I've earned your subscription today. And if you got a question or comment, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.